Alright, hello. Everybody knows me. I am Scott Scoot as Frank Daddy, and I'm going to be here with the LOL event VOD of Clg versus TSM. I'm going to be doing a VOD review, much like Monte Cristo did for the playoffs back in spring. And I'm going to basically do what he did, explain what goes wrong, what goes right, why each team did what they did, and hopefully explain some of the good and bad parts. I'm probably going to choose a side and stick to it, and that side's going to be CLG because I'm a big CLG fan. So I'm going to be explaining what CLG could have done better in certain situations, what they did wrong in certain situations, and what TSM did right to lead up to those situations, what TSM did wrong to lead up to those good situations, etc., etc. Basically, I'm going to be trying to do this through CLG's point of view. Now, they ban Rumble and Gragas. Rumble I don't exactly agree with, but I can see why. It's a very solid AP champion that Dyrus has been known to carry on before. Gragas is just a staple ban. That's something nobody really wants to deal with. He's tanky, he has a lot of disruption, he has the CC, he's just obnoxious. So that's a ban I agree with. And then Alistar, I'm not 100% on, but considering the later picks CLG makes, it makes a lot of sense. So, Alistar banned out. That's a lot of peel and a lot of sustain lost in the laning phase. So, TSM bans out the Ryze against Zion, the Yasuo against Zion, and for good reason too, because Zion Spartan is a super hard carry, and if he takes one of those two champions, he is going to face roll. So, what happens here is the last ban is Thresh, leaving Bard open. CLG has continuously teased the Bard. So, and this keeps freezing. That's just internet issues. I can't fix that.
But it's something that he could definitely play.
But yeah, he, you know, Jesus. You know what? I'm gonna bring it down to 480p because apparently my internet is crappy right now. And once this loads up again, I will get to explaining. Anyway, they hover the Bard because they're like, oh, you know, Aframu has a godlike Bard. He's been streaming it forever. He's been playing it forever. But obviously, the first pick, Kalista, the best option ever. She has the damage. She has the kiting. She has the mobility. She's basically the perfect ADC right now. And if it wasn't her, like if she was never released, it would probably still be Lucian. Because he has kind of the same thing. He has a decent, well, you can't really compare their poke because Kalista doesn't have any. But they have great trading. Kalista's a very good lane bully, can get down a lot of damage, plus the rend. And, well, why am I comparing her to Lucian? Because a few patches ago, before Kalista was out, and last season, it was Lucian and Sivir. Lucian and Sivir, Lucian and Sivir. Now it's Kalista and Sivir, Kalista and Sivir, Kalista and Sivir. A little bit of Lucian over in EU. And I think I saw some Lucian play last night in China. Not last night, a few nights ago. But on top of that, TSM is going to lock in the Rek'Sai and the LeBlanc. LeBlanc, obviously one of Bjergsen's best champions. They're blind picking it, but they know for a fact that, you know, LeBlanc is a champion that can basically one-shot Kalista. So Doublelift is going to have to be careful. And, you know, Team Solo Mid, they don't pick up two major power picks. They pick up their mid laner, who, to be fair, Bjergsen is pretty much good on anybody, and the Rek'Sai. The Rek'Sai is a very, well, solid jungle pick. It's basically the new Lee Sin in terms of having early game gank ability, having great peel in the late game, having good initiation in the late game, etc., etc. And then the quick lock-in for Maokai and Nautilus. Now, Kalista, behind a lot of tanks, is going to help. Plus, because of that LeBlanc pick, they know, oh shit, she can burst people down, so let's pick two massive tanks, which are the Maokai and the Nautilus, who are both super tanky. They can't get bursted down as fast. But later in the game you see Zion taken down to a third of his health just by one full rotation. But then, you know, take the Gnar, and then Bard gets locked in. Now Bard and Gnar, as we see later in the game, are really good together. Bard in general is just really good against tanks because he can use his ultimate to basically lock them in place and make them useless in a fight. Likewise, he can do the same thing to the back line so that they have the tanks, but then they're the only ones in the fight and they get focused down. So Bard, a really good pick against these tanks. He can stun them, he can run away from them, he can magical journey them into the entire team and have them all melt. Gnar, another super solid top lane pick. He is a lane bully. He doesn't have any sustain, but what he does, what he lacks in sustain, he makes up for in damage, tankiness, and CC. Now, yes, Maokai's ultimate, the 20% damage reduction, is valuable, but Gnar is, I mean, you can stun so many people for so long using Gnar that it's kind of silly that they let Gnar go over the Maokai. Then they have the Lee Sin and the Azir pickup. Lee Sin is honestly the worst possible option I would have given CLG. They're going for more damage early game. They could have gone for something like Evelyn. If they were going for something like, because we all know he's going to build tank Lee Sin. They could have done something like Sejuani, where giant AoE ultimate stun, knock up, giant AoE slow. A slow if you just get basic attacked by the woman. So Sejuani being let go in favor of Lee Sin, especially into a Rek'Sai, terrible, terrible, terrible pick. Don't agree with it at all. I don't know what they were talking about in the comms. I don't know what Zix was thinking. I don't know what Xmithy was thinking. Maybe Double Lift Panic picked it. I am not entirely sure. But Lee Sin was not the pick for this team. Especially when Sejuani is still available. They also mention it, the fact that if Lee Sin Qs Rek'Sai, Rek'Sai knocks up Lee Sin before he can proc the second Q of damage. So there is a massive amount of damage gone should Rek'Sai and Lee Sin be in the same lane. And then Sivir locked in last. Sivir for the wave clear, for the massive AoE team fight, move, buff, speed, everything. She's a really strong champion, really good for the team fights, and well, overall a really good pick for this TSM squad. In lane though, and they do mention it a few times, Kalista Nautilus is super scary. Because, I mean, even with Sivir, you can spell shield one thing. Like, you can spell shield the hook, but then you have the slow, you have the snare, you have the rend. Or you can spell shield the rend, but then you have to deal with all of the Nautilus CC and all of the damage just coming from Kalista basic attacks. So, overall, what DSM want to do is lane swap. They want to stay away from that 2v2 because they know it'll be a hell of a struggle and they know they will lose it. So what's going to happen now is CLG invade and get in some deep wards, but Wild Turtle is already going to be in the top lane, which I'm not sure if they actually see, but they do successfully call it out, probably from seeing other people move around in the jungle. While TSM go for the 5-point. Now 5-point defensive, I mean, it's the best option if you don't want to get invaded and lose a lot, or know where CLG is going to be. Like right here, they just go 5-man strong, so it's not going to be an issue for them at all. They're standing on top of a ward, even though they think they aren't. So they have an inkling of where they are, especially when they put the ward down up top up there. So yeah, they know there's the deep wards. The other side has the deep wards, so a lot of vision being put down level 1. Zion finally puts down the ward. Lee Sin keeps his own. Pobelter goes back and then walks towards mid. Why? I don't know. Maybe he was afraid of being caught level 1, but they have wards basically everywhere in that jungle. There was nowhere they could have been hiding. Meanwhile, yeah, they do spot out Sivir under her own tower. So, yeah, they know she's up there. And Lee Sin gonna start on that side of the map. Lustboy is gonna walk through that, actually. He doesn't spot out Maokai's saplings. It's a little too late for him. But there he is. He gets the double stun off. And after that, well, Xmithy took a little bit of damage, and he doesn't get a leash, so he is gonna take a lot of damage from this red buff. Still a lot of damage going down onto Lustboy. But Xmithy looks fine. He smoked the red buff. He has a lot of health left. And now here are the 2v2 lanes that Wild Turtle wanted to avoid. They should know that Santorin is starting on the weak side of the map. With this, Lee Sin should level 2 gank top. There's no doubt about it. He should go top, level 2, right now. He stopped to finish off that one Raptor while Santorin moves over to the red buff. So he had a better start, and he's Xmithy also gonna take this Scuttle Crab, so he's gonna be behind in farm early on. But that vision does help, I guess, even though that is 2v2 side, and they know Santorin is still somewhere on the bot side of the map. And I still don't understand why Lee Sin hasn't ganked top yet. They're in the middle of the lane. I mean, blow a heal, blow a flash, do something. Yeah, sure, they're playing pretty far back, but all you have to do is land a hook. And then you're golden. Really. I simply don't understand why Lee Sin didn't gank top here. Like, oh, there he is. There he is. He went top now. But he doesn't have blue buff. And he's not moving in. And he doesn't want to move in. And he walks away. I mean, even forcing a gank right there would have been a lot better than just standing there and wasting time. This gives Rek'Sai so much more time in the jungle, so much more farm. And right now, Santorin is just up in farm. I mean, you can't even call that a gank attempt. He just went top and nothing happened. So the lane is still freezing. So it's not too bad for double lift. Sivir's wave clear at level 3 is, well, she doesn't have any items, so it's not going to be good. And here he goes, spell shielding the snare, gonna get both of those heals, and basically heal off all of that damage. That's a good trade on Afromu to land that hook in the first place. And then, you know, that's just Bard being Bard, healing in the lane. These are two fairly immobile champions. So not forcing the Lee Sin to like even try to come lane gank now. Like, he goes bottom lane to see his entire jungle is gone except the Krugs. So he's really just losing more time. He can't gank bottom because Gnar has hop. He can't gank mid because Bjergsen has his 20 jumps and a crap ton of damage. So he needs to be top lane. He needs to be top to help that 2v2. I mean, even forcing a lane gank would be smart because it would burn something. It would burn an exhaust, it would burn a flash. But there is Lee Sin in bot, and he's gonna probably clear out the ward that spotted him. Oh wait, no, he doesn't have Raptor buff, so he's just gonna walk back over. And knowing Lee Sin is bot, Rek'Sai counter jungles. That's really good map movement by Santorin. And now they're going to have vision of when Lee Sin goes top lane. So it really, this is actually awful for Lee Sin. This is going terribly for Lee Sin. Like right now, he has the little wolf spirit on top of him. So they know Rek'Sai was just in the top lane jungle. They don't have any wards seeing Rek'Sai enter or leave the jungle. But because that was there, they know Rek'Sai is there. So double lift and afro move play back, knowing that Bard at an early level can't dive for the life of him. Smithy moves towards mid. My friends are playing Counter-Strike, and I'm trying to watch the mini-map. But Lee Sin is going to take that Raptor buff, spot out the Warden bot because he sees the Gnar is pushed up. See, there it is. They ping him out even too. Meanwhile, the Sentinels in top lane keep Rek'Sai away, and then Rek'Sai moves back towards the bottom side of the jungle, knowing that's where Xmithy is. And Rek'Sai completely destroys Lee Sin in any counter gank. So another smart move by Santorin to head towards that bot side. Teleport is being burned because, well, that's where Dragon is. And that's where the farm is. So, I mean, Dire's burning teleport right there, not the dumbest move. And right now I'm just trying to watch Lee Sin and wonder why he hasn't tried to go top lane again. It's been about 4 minutes and he has not attempted another top lane gank. He's just trying to he's trying to power farm so he can keep up with Rek'Sai. But Rek'Sai already has the Cinderhulk. That just means Rek'Sai is going to farm even better now. They have the ward on the dragon. Or the Scuttle Crab, rather. So, CLG, I mean, Xmithy is just not doing a good job on his jungle path right now. His red buff just came up. So, yeah, he's going to take that. But if he takes that, he needs to take it somewhere and utilize it. Like, you just can't grab red buff and then go, oh yeah, I'm good now. Belter getting wrecked right there. Just a little bit, though. Not too wrecked. They spot out Lee Sin in the bot lane again. It's impossible for him to gank.
It's a fortuitous start for TSM, basically all the way back to when Lustboy walked in on CLG's kind of misguessed lane swap.
He's trying to come mid, but there's another ward. TSM's wards are impeccable. They constantly know right. Oh, I can't do it. Anyway, Zion Spartan and Dyers are going to fight. Zion Spartan thinks he's taking it to Dyers, but he's eventually going to get wrecked a little bit. Afromu is there, so maybe Zion was trying to bait that. The 2v2 lane has moved bot, and this is a move that would suggest they want to try the dragon. And there's the ward. Dyers with that really smart sense, knowing that the gank was there. And this is right now where they would want to pressure Dragon. But Xmithy just gave over blue to Belter, and he's at half health. And now he's going top lane to try. Oh, and there goes the teleport. So Zion Spartan jumps onto Lustboy. Actually does deal a lot of damage. But, I mean, Xmithy even shows in the lane. And they can't do anything. And I have to tell my friends that I can't play Counter-Strike right now. So yeah, a bad gank in the top lane, a very bad teleport, because now they have no dragon pressure. They have the better early game, and they have no dragon pressure anymore. Because now Bard can just go bot lane, and Maokai can't do anything to join the fight. Lee Sin is still top. They're trying to protect the turret, which I don't really understand why, when Zion is doing just well farming on his own. Maybe he's trying to grab some of that minion experience, but that is just, I don't know what to make of that move. A lot of damage going down onto Bjergsen. Belter getting a really good trade right there. Dealing a lot of damage to that turret. That's exactly what they need. Lee Sin, though, going back into his jungle. They know he left top. And here comes the duo lane into bot. This is, I think this is around where they do pressure. No, it's, I think 17 minutes where they do dragon. But, you know, that doesn't happen yet. So Santorin going to take a little bit of damage. Santorin still taking a lot of damage, but here comes Bjergsen. Xmithy takes the chain, actually. And then Bjergsen dodges out the damage. So, overall, a really beneficial trade for CLG. Because now Santorin has to go back. And my internet is a piece of shit. But yeah, now that the 2v2 is bought, Dragon is on the table for both of these teams. The problem is, Xmithy is getting out jungled. Pobelter now has to go back. Aframu does come mid to try to support, but he can't really do much of anything. It's a LeBlanc, so even if he throws out the hook, they'll just dash halfway across the map. Dyrus starts walking down right now. Maokai's teleport is still down. So this dragon is going to be TSM's. Or at least dragon control. Lee Sin is mid. He's showing mid. Oh, they're sending 4 people bot lane. And here comes the teleport from Gnar. Yeah, this is the 5-man gank bot. Now, let's go back a little bit. I might be back a little too far. Yeah, it is a little too far. But yeah, look, Gnar comes down and wards. That's step 1. They know Lee Sin is not top just yet. He's mid right now. Bjergsen left mid lane, out of vision, but he passes this ward. He passes that ward right there. 2 going bot right now. These guys in the bot lane need to leave right freaking now. And they don't. They stay for like half a second. That hesitation right there kills them. Pobelter, he doesn't take the base gate route. He goes up, around, and down out of the base when they pass this ward. Lee Sin is still up here in mid lane. Meanwhile, Maokai is starting to walk away from top, knowing that Gnar teleport is up. Why does he do that? I don't know. I'm not in the comms. But it was a sloppy map movement. Oh, I know why my internet is shit, because I'm downloading TF2. So I'm going to stop that. Yeah, I'm going to stop this TF2 download, and then my internet won't be shit anymore. Anyway. Pobelter comes out of mid lane when he should have used the base gate to get to the lane faster. Lee Sin is still mid, even though they passed by the ward at least 6-7 seconds ago. Lee Sin should be down here by the red buff. Granted, yes, he's afraid he might get caught out because they have no vision in their own damn jungle. But he still should have tried to at least come down this way, the safe way, to get behind that turret so this engage would never happen. I mean, it would still happen, but they might have been able to trade for it. Like, right now, they know Lee Sin is still mid. They know Pobelter might be on his way, and they know Maokai just left top lane. This lets Gnar teleport for free. Maokai is walking down. He's not going to get interrupted. Gnar is teleporting for free, and he's already in mega form. 4 people right here against 2, soon to be 5. Lee Sin is 50 miles away. Who cares? Azir, 20 miles away. Doesn't matter, double lift died. Aframu is about to die here. And finally, Azir shows up. There's Azir. Like, 3-4 seconds too late. And because he was those 3 to 4 seconds too late, the bot lane got shit on. He went up and down instead of just going out through the base gate. That would have saved a lot of time. Right there. And then Lee Sin finally shows up too. There's Lee Sin. 10 seconds too late on the rotate. Xmithy doing nothing for that rotate. Yeah, sure, Maokai pushing mid, but A, if he was pushing top, you would have gotten more damage onto that top lane. Like, yeah, he does take mid, but they would have taken mid for the trade anyway, and they're losing a tower in bot too. Lee Sin right now is trying to stop Lustboy from warding around Dragon, and Pobelter and Zion are pushing mid. That's a good adaptation to the bad that just happened, because now this puts TSM on the defensive. They have to go back, and they have to recoup. Now, right there, Lee Sin went back. Why did Lee Sin go back? Now, let's see what they have. Bard is going back. They don't have vision of it, though. Gnar is top lane with his teleport down. You have two people in mid, and Sivir is still in the base. You have Nautilus coming around. They could have done the dragon right here. You have Callista down here. She would have been by the red buff if she was going straight towards the dragon. So, what should CLG have done? Dragon. Xmithy going back 10 years too early. And he should have started the dragon. Even if they did collapse, it would have been a low mana Bard with no ultimate. It would have been a Rek'Sai and a LeBlanc. Sivir was still in base. Gnar is in top lane. They could have done dragon. They could have teleported Zion Spartan to top lane to save the turret, and everything would have been fine. And they would have had first dragon at 14 minutes. That was not a very good call from whoever made that call. Xmithy going back right there just destroyed CLG's chances of getting that first early dragon. Because now the 2v2 is back. CLG doesn't have a turret down here, but they do have vision. They have vision behind the dragon pit, so they'll know if they're getting ganked. They just saw Rek'Sai top with that ward. Now is the time they should be pressuring dragon again. But here comes Gnar. He's walking down. And who is texting me? I'm sorry. Oh, it's my friend asking about the interview. Yeah, it didn't happen yet. But anyway. Rek'Sai is now coming mid. Gnar is still top lane. He can't exactly interrupt a Maokai. So now CLG has 3-4 people around this pit. TSM also has 3-4 people around the pit. CLG will not want to fight this because they know they're behind. They know they gave up 2 kills. One of them is onto LeBlanc, who already has spell pen boots. So that's going to be dangerous. Pobelter getting the shit end of that trade. And that's going to force him to go back right here. He's going to dodge though. And right now he has to go back. Hold on. I like this move. Let's go back a little bit. Gnar is mega right now. Watch. Bjergsen goes in. Gnar kind of goes in. Someone made the call, and Dyrus starts rotating towards mid lane, while Pobelter is really low. After that first initial burst of damage onto Pobelter, Dyrus starts rotating down. Someone said, Pobelter's low, let's do dragon. And here comes Gnar to push that mid lane. It's going to be a 4v5, because Maokai is still top. I mean, even if he teleported, it would be a 4v5, because Azir is in the base. And that is the free dragon for TSM. That was a really smart play to take dragon off of a good trade in mid. That is how advanced TSM is. I don't know if that's like just not noticing other macro plays or sucking dick, but I mean, that was a really smart play. And to do that off of something as simple as winning a trade in mid is so smart. They take the dragon out from underneath CLG's feet and Pobelter's wings. And now there are no neutral objectives. So they move the duo lane back to top because they want to take that tower. They keep Nautilus in bot lane. Bard is warding up that jungle so they can keep taps on Lee Sin, the Lee Sin that was useless all game so far and is still being out-farmed. CLG eventually does trade that turret, but now Lee Sin is forced to go top lane with Maokai again to save this turret. This is not what Lee Sin wants to do. He can't farm under turret, especially when he's building tank. It's just a not good scenario for him. Santorin does get spotted out in the mid lane though. Pobelter losing the trade there. Bjergsen just a little too fast. And right now there are 3 top. Aframu went top too. I think they spotted him out. And now it is 3v4 in top. Gnar is pushing a lane without a tower. So they don't care how hard Gnar pushes that. They could not care less because Gnar doesn't have a tower to take. So they force 4 people top against the 3. And they want to push this turret. Little do they know, there is a Sivir on the other team. So it's going to be near impossible to actually push the turret. Pobelter and Bjergsen are still going at it pretty hard. Dyrus is going to have a big wave here in mid. So now Lee Sin has to rotate bot, Maokai has to go bot, they give up the 4-man push. Kind of a half-assed effort. But it was a smart move because they didn't want to lose all that farm and bot, and they certainly did not want to lose all that money. Right now, Kalista is doing the Gromp. That's more money, more money. Doublelift going for the Hurricane first is a move I do agree with because it allows him to kite a lot better, a lot faster, and in a team fight where hopefully he won't be bursted out in one shot, he will be doing a lot of damage. The thing is though, they haven't had a team fight yet. This Nautilus Kalista lane has not been put to use yet. They bullied a little bit of Wild Turtle early on, but that's about it. They didn't really get to do anything. And now we see a bunch of pink wards. One in the bot lane for Maokai. That is kind of a useless pink. One behind the red buff. Then one in the top tri-brush. That's another useless pink. So they're not getting much value out of their pink wards. But they do have a few wards. They have a few sentinels deep in the jungle. So there's a decent setup for CLG right now. 20 minutes. They're only down 2,000 gold. That is nowhere near the end of the world, and they still have a chance. The thing is, they need to find something to get. TSM is not the kind of team that'll just give them the opportunity to grab something. Like right now, Bjergsen's about to gank his own lane while Pobelter's pushing it. Thankfully, Pobelter dodges out the chain and they win the trade. But now they're going in on each other again. Not much going on in the jungle. Dyrus versus Zion Spartan. This is going to be the second time, I think it's right here, that Zion decides to fight Dyrus while he's in Mega Gnar form. They spot out Santorin. Okay, right here. Zion is trying to fight Dyrus. Dyrus has no attack damage items. These are all of his base damages. And they also lose the top lane. So right now, CLG, they're trying to rotate bot to catch his Gnar. But Gnar has the wards. He knows they're all coming. Pobelter loses another huge trade in the mid lane. And the rotation bot from the CLG bot lane loses the top lane turret. They wanted to try to catch out Gnar and lost the turret for it. Santorin has to run away. And Dragon is spawning, so actually, oh, that's what I missed. Dragon was spawning, so CLG rotated their bottom lane down. Now they don't have to worry about losing top lane because it's already gone. Advanced strats. No, but really? Double lift getting chunked out right before the dragon? This seems familiar.
Because double lift does have lifesteal, so he can go to a neutral camp and try and lifesteal it up. But the furthest one away there, the wolves are pretty far away, and that may be enough.
CLG can't push mid because if they do that too hard, then they're going to get flanked and caught out by the entire team. CLG wanted, yeah, Kobe's going to explain it right here. CLG wanted to contest, but Callista at the very last second was destroyed. So they couldn't exactly do that. We'll be right here. I mean, they have the ward in that bush. Zion gets chunked to 1/3 health from a LeBlanc that was seen in the bush. They're going to send Sivir top to clear out this wave. And this... Oh, nope. Sivir's going to rotate this way. This is a really good push from CLG because they recognize Sivir is not there, so they can actually push down this turret. Right here, the Bard ultimate useless. CLG, I mean, double lift is still life stealing. Zion Spartan is still sustaining with his passive. LeBlanc has to go back. But Sivir is already here. Big minion wave crashes into the top lane tower. I don't remember if it goes down here or not. I don't think it is.
Team-oriented ultimate, but wave clear when you pick an assassin mid laner. It's amazing to pair an assassin mid laner with Sivir. Just for this reason. Static Shiv plus Sivir, wave is gone.
Alright, there goes another Azir turret. I feel like I should mention in my fantasy league. Oh, see, there goes Xmithy, and he gets knocked up before he can land the Q. Useless. Lee Sin is useless against Rek'Sai. Anyway, in my fantasy league, the last matchup was for my team: double lift versus TSM. Needless to say, the guy with TSM won. Right there, Hovelter does catch out Bjergsen right there, so they are able to get that kill trade. And this is where Zion Spartan, along with Xmithy, try to follow all the way into the jungle right here. Wild Turtle also getting caught out because Gnar was in bot lane. But now, hold on, right here is where CLG gets really greedy. Because they have top lane pushing in. They can't push either of the side lanes. Mid is in the middle. So they would have to use a lot of resources to push that out. The thing is, they have a minion wave already. So they should be pushing mid. Gnar and Rek'Sai do not have wave clear. But watch. They stick around for blue buff. A double stun from Lustboy gives Rek'Sai enough time. Well, actually Rek'Sai is leaving. This is a 2v4 right now. They're focusing blue buff. And it gives TSM enough time to bring down the Rek'Sai. Double lift gets caught out big time in the 3v4. Dyrus is going to get the kill. And now, well, Xmithy can't do anything because he's Lee Sin. Afro is going to die now. That was a 2-for-2 that shouldn't have happened. Let's go back to that. A little further back. Right? Yeah. On a little further back. Right here, they say, ooh, a yummy blue buff. Lustboy lands a double stun. Right there, you should get the feeling, you know what? Let's leave and push a lane. Let's get an actual objective. But this is what CLG does. Yummy blue buff, tasty blue buff, must have blue buff, let's get blue buff. Now they all go over the wall. And while these two are focusing all of their damage onto the tank, Gnar has his W. Gnar shreds Zion Spartan. Lustboy gets another stun onto Zion. Zion is getting shredded. He has to pop his ultimate and then goes over to blue buff. Look, it's blue buff. Gotta get blue buff. And now double lift is walking right next to a full Gnar bar. And a support. He gets slowed by the Meep. slowed by the Gnar Q. Gnar's about to get his next auto attack, which will proc his speed buff. Lustboy is sending his ultimate right down here, so if Doublelift were to jump into that, he would get Zonya'd. If he doesn't jump into that, he gets cut off from the rest of the team. So Doublelift, right at this point, is gonna die. Actually, it wasn't even at this point. It was when they were back up here that Doublelift is gonna die. He decides to jump into the Rek'Sai. He jumps into the Rek'Sai, gets knocked up. He flashes. Dyrus flashes, Gnars, and still kills him. Lustboy gets another stun. This is why Gnar is such a highly contested pick. His huge CC and his huge damage. CLG decided, you know what? Fuck pushing a tower. Let's go get blue buff. Terrible call from CLG right there. They lose 2 people, they lose a tower, and they lose their chance at regaining the gold lead. And from there, it's all downhill, really. TSM rotating bot lane, and they're going to be able to get another turret. Azir was top, so he can't wave clear. There goes top turret. There goes bottom turret. Magical Journey out of there. Sion, what are you doing? Please, no God. Pobelter is coming for the flank, though. They want the engage, but Turtle just pops the R button, and they run away safely. Right here, CLG do make a really good call to try Baron because there is no vision from TSM, but there was the blue trinket, and just from having Rek'Sai over there, they know where all of CLG is thanks to the tremor sense. That's another reason why Rek'Sai is hilariously OP. We all know this. So what's happening now is TSM is just taking a crap on CLG. Right now, CLG trying to, well, they know Sivir was gone. They don't know where Bard is, so they figure, hey, let's just push this. They do get the return turret. A very good call right there. And right here, they're leaving. The perfect call. They take the turret and leave. Before, they took the fight, tried to get the blue buff, didn't leave, died. This time, they take the turret and leave. They're learning. But now, Lee Sin is top lane, trying to counter jungle. But look at all of those wards in the top lane. There are 5 wards in the TSM top lane. That is beautiful. The only problem is Dragon is spawning, not Baron. And now all of CLG is top lane. They're not pushing the turret because the minions already did that. They're not securing Dragon because TSM just did that. What are CLG doing right here? They're getting more vision. They are pushing top lane. They have Maokai and Lee Sin nearby, but they can't continue pushing this because it's way too deep in enemy territory. They don't know where LeBlanc is, and they're gonna leave. So once again, I don't know the call right there. It wasn't the wrong call, but it certainly wasn't the right call. CLG not making the best decisions this game. I mean, just going back to them taking that turret and then getting out, that was perfect. Like, I coach silver and bronze ADCs, and they ask me, hey, when do you trade? And I'm like, well, this is how you trade. You make sure they use something like one of their cooldowns, Then you go in, get a few auto attacks, and then leave. Take less damage than you took. Oh, right here, Lust Boy gets majorly caught out. Zion Spartan looks like he's in trouble right here. The Lust Boy still taking a lot of damage. Dyrus full Narbar. They all go down onto Zion Spartan. He goes down. Dyrus doesn't stun anyone with that. They catch out Santorin right here, but Pobelter and Xmithy are taking a lot of damage still. Aframu gets the lucky hook. And to be fair, Xmithy, I honestly don't know what he's doing right now. I mean, he's Lee Sin in the late game. Bjergsen able to get another kill, but that gives Double Lift a kill. Almost gets the Jukerino. And this is right here. They chase down where do they go from here? Alright. Bard is still up. They ping the Baron. They have Maokai coming in because he died so quickly. Baron, the perfect call. Because Bard was up. He can't exactly clear the wave, but he is a bitch and a half to deal with. So, CLG, they take the Baron. Perfect call. There you go. Now CLG are back in the game. They took what they could in that fight, left. And because Baron was on the way home, they could safely take Baron. Lust Boy almost does get the juke. But that ultimate kind of... Oh, that ultimate actually gave Dyrus enough time to teleport in. The only problem is, he's at super low health. He doesn't use the People's Elbow on anybody. He doesn't use his ultimate on anybody. And right here, the lucky hook. That was the stickiest Nautilus hook I have ever seen. Xmithy had to use his ultimate on the minions just to sustain. Yeah, Bjergsen did misstep right there. And then the notorious POB turns around and gets a kill. So right here, CLG have to clear advantage. They have Baron, they're pushing. They're only 3k gold down at 30 minutes. At around this stage, that small of a deficit does not matter. Especially when you have Baron. So they're going to try to push down these turrets. Wild Turtle, however, has the wave clear. Plus Bjergsen is here, so they're going to be very afraid. Dyrus just popped the Narbar. So once he is no longer big and scary, they're going to want to go back in and take that turret. The thing is, TSM, they let him have it. They know they can't contest. They're going to give up the turret. CLG, fantastic play right here. They can continue pushing this. Thing is, Double Lift was actually tanking the turret right there. So he had to back off and couldn't continue auto attacking it. Sivir, wave clear. Just too strong. That allows the rest of the team to push out and be able to take that minion. CLG kind of turned around. They don't really know what to do here. So they push the mid lane back out. And what they should do right now is continue pushing. They ping it. Help me. Here's another fresh wave of minions. The turret is really high health. Dyrus just went Narbar again. And there they go. Zion Spartan. Hold on, right here. Zion is the only one to get caught. He's in the middle of the enemy team. Where's my team? To be fair, he got caught by the Gnar. The one-man Gnar that didn't stun any of the carries. Now watch this. Bard ultimate. Right on top of Pobelter and Double Lift. This is what I was talking about early game. Bard using his ultimate to make the tanks completely useless by not having any damage behind them. Xmithy and Double Lift completely stunned up, can't do anything. And because of that, Pobelter doesn't have anyone in front of him. It's just him and then TSM. So that he has to book it. He has to run. Double Lift now starts to kite backwards, but Lust Boy, the double stun. And that gives TSM the fight. Now, there wasn't anything inherently wrong with CLG pushing that. Like, I'm gonna come up here. There wasn't anything wrong with CLG was doing right here. But look, Zion Spartan popped his Righteous Glory. He wanted to dive. He wanted to dive a Rek'Sai, a Bard, and a Gnar. That's not even counting the LeBlanc that is not even in this picture. He is slowed. Here comes Bjergsen. And they burst him down. Dyrus jumps right there. He's way out of range to use anything. Kind of a line maneuver. Not line maneuver. They're kind of crossing the T right here. Like, if you know anything about dogfights or, like, have ever watched that show on the History Channel about boats in the Pacific Ocean during World War II, CLG is kind of lined up across this lane. You can't really see it, but they're a little concave lined up across the lane. They have Dyrus out front and the rest of the team behind him. Dyrus is kind of taken in by Afromu. Dyrus moves back. The rest of his team is still behind him, but now CLG is in a line, and TSM is the top of the T. This allows Dyrus to catch out the very tip of that T and bring him into the rest of the team. And I know this lingo is probably ass backwards at this point, but that's just what I'm going with. Anyway, Zion Spartan caught out under the turret. CLG decides, well, now we have to go in. No, you don't. You don't have to take this fight. Zion and Dyrus, yes, they are both at about the same health. But Zion is tanking a turret, and Bard still has his ultimate. Run the fuck away from this fight. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. They go in. Sure, the 3-man knockup from Nautilus. But there's the Bard ultimate. Bam. Bard ultimate completely turned the fight. CLG should have left. Just sacrificed Zion Spartan. Said, hey, see you later, buddy. We don't love you anymore. You're an orphan now. And they should have just fucking left. They should have left him there. And because of it, they get aced. And there's nothing they can do about it. If they just let Zion Spartan die, they wouldn't have had any more tools to continue pursuing. The On the Hunt from Sivir was almost done being used up by the time Maokai finally died. So what they really needed to do was just get the hell out of there, because, I mean, they have Santorin and Bjergsen. The only ones with jumps, really. Lustpoint is that move speed, and then I guess the Gnar hop counts if he gets the double hop. So Wild Turtle would have been completely out of the question, and they would have been able to run away. They could have run away from the fight, but they decided, we have to take it. Our man is in there. We gotta go. So right now, TSM, they're really low. They're running away from the fight. And CLG decide, you know what, let's calm down a little bit. They don't decide to push the mid wave because they don't have a mid lane. They decide to cool it. And it's about fucking time, but it's a little too late now. You can't cool it now that you lost everything. Watch, again. Zion Spartan, the only one brought in. Bard ultimate. Bard ultimate completely fucked CLG. Then Lustboy just going a little too hard right there, but it leads to the eventual ace. And I mean, 5v1, you know? There really wasn't anything CLG could do after they committed to such a terrible fight. Now I did mention that I was going to be doing this from like CLG's perspective, and I'm not really talking about what TSM is doing right, but this is more for improving CLG than it is TSM because I'm a CLG fan. I know I'm supposed to be impartial, But I'm sure even Kobe still loves CLG, and Jack still loves Dignitas, and Freak still loves himself.
Combo is to be landed by Dirksen. It has the potential to one-shot at this point.
Yeah, I gotta think that every one of Africa's ultimates, unless
Oh,
they
it's thunderstorming
catch
here.
somebody isolated,
Alright, so CLG, they try to go back on the push. They just lost so much money. They're 6K gold down at almost 37 minutes.
time, one cooldown rotation.
CLG keeps going back to this play again
Yeah,
and again.
Jat said it. They keep going back up mid.
Their one team fight win, but it's up the mid lane.
And they shouldn't really.
Push. That's the worst in
What
the
they
world.
really need to do at this point...
Down, they're trying to flank.
Yeah, that was just another bad flank-a-doodle-do. Zion Spartan didn't... Yeah. Kobe says it right here. Zion Spartan didn't use his Righteous Glory fast enough to catch anybody out. I think the problem is, even if they did try that, Bard Ultimate would have just fucked CLG again. So, TSM going to take another turret, going to extend their gold lead. And at this point, it's TSM's game to lose.
For that, and they also lose more control on the upcoming Baron, which is now just 10 seconds away. And look at the lack of wards that COG is.
There's really no way TSM can lose at this point.
Still a few spots on the outside.
Double Lift doesn't have a defensive item.
Running blind into this bed.
Technically, Pobelter doesn't either. And here comes Dyrus. Zion Spartan's already at a quarter health, while Dyrus is still pretty healthy. There's the Bard ultimate. Dyrus going in, uses his ultimate too early. This forces Pobelter to just kind of stand there and auto-attack with his soldiers. And yes, CLG escaped. But was that really what they wanted? Did they need to get any kills that fight? No, they just needed to send someone back. Oh, here's my favorite part of the entire fucking game. Watch this. Where's my team? Where's my team? Zion Spartan goes in completely alone and gets killed for nothing. He runs into the fight shouting, LOL, where's my team? I know, I do this too. In gold, I do this too. LOL, team didn't follow, no follow-up, GG. Look, Xmithy wants to come over the wall to try to steal. But he should be knowing from the vision he's getting right here from the blue trinket from Double Lift, there's no way he's going to steal. So he should be on top of Zion Spartan. That's Xmithy's mistake right there. But it's okay, it's still salvageable. Zion, all he has to do is turn back around and wait for the rest of his team. He doesn't. So let's just watch this again. Alright, a little too early. But really though, just watch. I'll do this in slow motion, just like Monte Cristo likes to do. Drunk Jack. Look at the vision they have right here. Why is Lee Sin gonna try to steal from over this side of the wall? Xmithy, what are you doing over here? Look, 1, 2, 3. They have like 3 seconds of vision, and Xmithy still decides, I'm gonna go this way. He has flash too, so he could flash over the wall and join the fight. What does he do? He misses the Q, and he's like, oh, well, there goes me. He doesn't do anything to try to get in there. He doesn't do anything to try to save Zion. Now, let's talk about Zion for a little bit. Here's all of CLG. Here they are in the mid lane. Here's all of TSM. Here they are on Baron. Here comes the teleport. Zion doesn't have his team. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't have his he doesn't have his Righteous Glory, so his team can't follow up. If they really wanted to take this fight, what they would be doing is Xmithy goes with Zion. Zion waits for his team, who is still in mid lane. And then they take the fight. No, what happens is Xmithy goes the high road, Zion goes the low road, and then he gets fucked in the ass. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. TSM, TSM, TSM. And that's the end of the game right there. Just, there was no coordination in that last fight. Xmithy is singing, I'll take the height and you'll take the load. Zion is saying, LOL, can't carry my team. I think that's the first time Xmithy ulted. I don't even know, I don't even care. That was... CLG had one good fight, and then they took it too far. CLG took one good fight and then took way too far. The moral of the story here is when you're given an inch, take an inch. Don't try to take a mile, because then Dyrus is gonna say fuck yeah and scream into the microphone and be hyped up. And you don't want a hyped up Dyrus. We all know what happened in Season 3 Worlds. I think that was Season 3 Worlds, or was that All-Stars? I don't remember, but Dyrus was hyped up and he was killing people everywhere, and it was great. Everyone had a good time, and that's basically what happened after that fight at the blue buff. CLG got wrecked, completely and utterly destroyed, and there is no way they should have even had a chance at winning with that. They had just terrible coordination all game. Early game, they didn't do bad. Early game, they didn't do bad. I'm going to boil this all down to, the TLDR is, don't pick Lee Sin. Holy shit. When Sejuani is up, when even, I would have preferred Zach. At least he can initiate when he wants to. He doesn't have to rely on a Q. But Lee Sin in this meta, especially against a Rek'Sai, is an awful, 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 awful pick. If you have seen me cast any of my other NA CS games, every time Lee Sin is picked, I'm just like, this is terrible, they're gonna lose. Every time. And sometimes, rarely, it'll work. I will admit when I'm wrong and say, you know, sometimes the Lee Sin works. But you cannot ever, number one, pick Lee Sin into Rek'Sai, because Rek'Sai will follow you in the jungle and you will get wrecked. 2, pick Lee Sin when Sejuani is up. Why would you let Sejuani go? First of all, why would you let the Sejuani go? Especially when you're going for the tank lineup anyway. Secondly, Lee Sin just sucks in this meta. I mean, come on, come on. It's Lee Sin. He was good at one point, but now Rek'Sai is here. There's Kalista. Echo is a new champion. Lee Sin, you are not on top anymore. You are no longer the king of the jungle. Hell, Volibear could have been a better pick. I don't know. I'm just spitting out names. Jesus, it just all boils down to a terrible jungle pick for Xmithy. He has been known to be good on Sejuani and bad, but you know, we're not all about dank memes at CLG. But I mean, come on. Sejuani was up and you're running Kalista with 12 tanks. Why Lee Sin over Sejuani? If I could have someone explain that to me, I would be a real happy camper. But really though, to be fair, Sejuani has better early gank ability. She has better late game team fighting. She has better peel. She has better initiation. She might not have better damage early game. But when you have Kalista who needs damage, she'll do it all. Seriously. Ugh, I'm just so upset at that. Alright, well, this was Scott Scoot as Frank Daddy. Thank you for watching my CLG versus TSM VOD. And, well, I might do another one. That was a lot of fun. but I should actually go get my laundry and eat dinner and a lot of other things. But first and foremost, I am signing off. Please leave any constructive criticism. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again. Please like and subscribe the video. Also, check out my new series of videos featuring The Long Dark. Super fun game. I'm on about day 45. I'm also going to be streaming that. My streaming link is in the description below. If you like what you see, you can donate or follow me on Twitter, etc., etc., etc. I'm out.